This is Dolynny TV, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of Edmonton Oilers discussion here on the channel this evening, as I'm ready to finally discuss, now that it's November 9th and we're starting to see how some former Oilers have performed so far this year. I'm ready to talk about them, and when I'm talking specifically, I'm not talking like Jordan Eberle type, Jeff Petrie type, Edmonton Oilers, Justin Schultz. That's not who I'm talking about this evening. What I'm talking about is some guys off of that, magically disappointing 18-19 NHL roster that the Edmonton Oilers threw out there. So I've selected 6 guys to sit here and discuss this afternoon, evening, whatever you want to call it, at 6:09 Mountain Standard Time. As ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do at this time is remind you, if you enjoyed today's video, maybe think about hitting that subscribe button. You hit that subscribe button, you get videos in your subscription feed when they come out. That way you don't have to go hunting for them like you probably did if you're not subscribed as it stands right now. So where we want to start with this Edmonton Oilers team is a guy that was instrumental in that 16-17 Stanley Cup playoffs run. There's a couple maybe on this list that we can talk about, but this guy in particular, Cam Talbot of the Calgary Flames. He's started 5 games for the Flames. I don't know if he's getting the start tonight, so don't hold me to it if it's Sunday morning and you're watching this and you're like, no, he actually had a fantastic game. Just don't hold me to it, guys. There is, of course, margin for error in everything I do. So, Mr. Cam Talbot, he, has allowed 12 goals in 5 games for a 2.84 goals against average. 1 win, 3 losses for Talbot, and an .899 save percentage. This is, actually surprisingly, a vast improvement over his season for the Edmonton Oilers last year, so don't hold him too much to it, as it still can go either way for Cam Talbot, but for him, an improved start to the NHL season indeed right there. And of course, Calgary Flames, you know where they are. They're right chasing on our heels to get into first place in the Pacific Division, and the Edmonton Oilers did themselves some favors, got the job done the other night against the New Jersey Devils. Now we got to go out there and do it again Sunday evening, 7 p.m. start against the Anaheim Ducks. Let's keep talking about those Calgary Flames, ladies and gentlemen, because they've got a guy, who's put up 3 assists for them. He's a -4, 30 penalty minutes in 17 games played. Also a suspension under his belt so far this year for some, depends how you look at it, questionable actions. Again, I think if hockey players were allowed to police themselves, it's not a suspension, but we've kind of taken that over to the league. So that guy is Milan Lucic, and we traded James Neal for him, so we're doing much better, I think, with James Neal and his 12 goals than Mr. Milan Lucic with 3 assists, a suspension under his belt, and 30 penalty minutes. We're doing just fine. Rudy, please get out of here. As that's Milan Lucic in a nutshell. Again, if Milan Lucic scores less than 10 less goals or more, then I don't know the condition. Remember, 21 goals is the magic number for James Neal on the trade. However, let's keep moving on before I get too far distracted with the dog, and before I get too far distracted with everything else. There's a guy over there playing now for the Chicago Blackhawks who had 12 points in 26 games last season for them after 29 games and 11 points for us. That's the guy we traded for Brandon Manning, being Drake Caggiula, who has 3 goals and, no assists in 13 games played. He's a -3 and 4 penalty minutes for the, for the Chicago Blackhawks this season. So right there, guys, that's a quick little stat line on Drake Caggiula. And don't forget, he plays up and down the lineup in Chicago, just like he played up and down the lineup with us. So it is what it is to make of Drake Caggiula. Did we really lose that much trading for Brandon Manning? Yeah, we did. But take it at this point, he really hasn't gone and lit it up in Chicago. He's been at pretty much about the same pace as he was here in Edmonton with us. So it just is what it is when your GM is Peter Chiarelli. Now, Ty Ratty, how about this guy? You remember that guy? Does anyone remember that guy? Thomas Sherko 1.0? Should we say that or no? Sorry. Um, yeah, the predecessor to Thomas Sherko, that being Ty Ratty last preseason. Now Ty Ratty in here getting it going with the KHL action. He's played 19 games over there in the KHL, 16 games with Yaroslav Lokomotiv, which is just a write-off disaster this year from everything I've gathered. This is the team that fired Craig McTavish 8 games into the season, and of course, while Ty Ratty had 9 points in 16 games with them, he's now with the Torpedo team in the KHL. 1 goal in 3 games played, 2 penalty minutes, nothing really to garner from 3 games so far for Mr. Ty Ratty in his new home in the KHL. Now, let's get over to our 5th and second to last guy on this team from last year that we have to discuss. He played a total of 24 games, had 4 assists, had a +3 rating, and generally one of the most loved guys in the dressing room. Who am I talking about? Well, it's obvious. The other guy that was instrumental in the 16-17 playoff run, that being Andrej Sekera, who, had 13 games played so far this season with the Dallas Stars, 1 assist tallied, and really, that's it. We're paying him more than the Dallas Stars are paying him this season, so remember that the next time you sit here and talk about Andrej Sekera having a rough go this season so far. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you need to keep in mind right there. So, that brings us to our last one, and perhaps our most hard one to swallow. Yeah, without a doubt. 14 points in 14 games in his new home back in New York, but this time with the Rangers. Ryan Strome has been absolutely instrumental with the New York Rangers in whatever success they have had this season. When you're a point per game, how could you not be? He's a +6, 12 penalty minutes. That's really all I'm going to garner from Hockey DB because that's really all they give you. But guys, that's your stats on Ryan Strome. 14 points in 14 games. Is that not the third-line centerman you are looking for, guys? That is a hard pill to swallow right there when it comes to the Edmonton Oilers 18-19 roster and what we've got on this Edmonton Oilers roster this year. Remember, who do we have for Ryan Strome? Yeah, I know who it is. It's Sam Gagner, and I absolutely love my man Sam Gagner. But at the same rate, ladies and gentlemen, that is a tough blow for this Edmonton Oilers not to have a guy like Ryan Strome. Now, obviously, plug out Ryan Strome for Riley Sheahan, you're downgrading quite a bit, and it is what it is. So let me go get a little bit more stats on Ryan Strome here. Let's go on over to my good old favorite website this year, hockeyreference.com, because this is where we want to go discuss things, because this is where it's going to get really fun for us as Oilers fans to dive deep into Ryan Strome's kind of time on ice and stuff like this. So Ryan Strome, so far this year, has had an average ice time of 18 minutes and 2 seconds. He's been out there a lot. Guys, this has been, he's evolved in New York's second-line centerman right behind Mika Zibanejad, if I'm not mistaken. And the key here for him is he's a power play producer, just as he is an even strength producer. He's had 1 goal and 3 assists on the power play for the Rangers. He's a 49.5 face-off man for the New York Rangers this year. That's much improved over his 2 seasons in Edmonton. And the key here for him is as a Ranger this year, he's been doing good, except for you look at one stat in particular, that being the giveaway category. And my goodness, guys, through 14 games, he has double the giveaways he had in 18 games with us last year. And you remember Sidney Crosby played very well against Ryan Strome. So now let's wrap this all up here and discuss this Edmonton Oilers 2019-2020 team without these guys. Because realistically, other than Ryan Strome, 5 of these 6 guys, I can say I am happy to say good riddance to, because you look at what we've got. We've got a winning formula, 11-5 and 2 after 18 games. And guys, to say any of these guys would help this team, nope. Nope, nope, not at all. Not a friggin' chance. So, guys, that's where I'm going to leave it. I'm going to let you have your say in the comments section down below. Let me know your thoughts on, realistically, do you think any of these guys would help this Edmonton Oilers lineup? Are you glad to see them not performing elsewhere? Are you still sad about Ryan Strome, as I am after checking his stats, seeing his point per game this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. As I teed off on the start of the video, if you want to hit that subscribe button, it gets you the videos that much faster. Guys, I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. As always, I am up on out of here.